Alright friends, welcome. Sorry I've been away from the video for a while, but let me explain what's been going on. I figure like I owe kind of like an explanation because I've got a lot of emails about people saying, where have you been? What's wrong? Is something wrong? No, just took a long break from taking videos. I'm going to show you around, show you what I've been doing, been very busy, and if things go right, I'm going to do some ham radio tonight. And if you're interested in seeing that, if you're not interested in seeing the explanation of where I've been and what I've been doing, you can skip ahead. There's going to be chapters in this video. Again, I'm sorry I haven't been making videos. I'm going to show you though what I've been doing and what I've been up to if you're interested. All right, here we go. So, you know, I've got this yard and it's an acre pretty much, and we have a million projects going on. Okay, so first of all, we got a lot of yard projects going on. I'm going to walk you around and show you that. I bought this massive weed eater. All these little groves of trees here, they had these plants shot up really fast, and I weed eated them, and like 2 weeks later it looks like this again. So anyway, we're trying to keep this clear. Eventually we're gonna have like rocks or something in that. Anyway, project number one. Also, my company got hit by a ransomware attack about 3 months ago, roughly. That caused us to have to do a lot of extra work. We had to restore every computer. It's been pretty stressful because my job here, we were hit by that ransomware attack, and that's pretty terrible. If that happens to you, I mean, it almost destroyed the company, really, the entire company. And they've got somewhere between, I don't know, 1,000, 4,000 employees. It depends on how you count them because some of them are external. Anyway, there was a huge battle. Everything got shut down at my company. And then also I've been working from home for a full year, and then all of a sudden they just quit that. They stopped it, and now I can't work from home anymore. So now I'm having to drive in every day. It's added a layer of stress. It's kind of changed my job description, you know. So anyway, I'm going into work every day. I got a full-time job. Okay, remember, I've got 2 kids also. So we've been doing a lot of activities with them. Notice the red mud. A little disappointing. I set up my whole car for storm chasing, you know. I was already excited and nothing happened. January, February, March, April, May, June. Now we're in mid-June. We pretty much had no storms at all. We've had more storms, way more storms in St. Louis than we've ever had here. Our dryer went out of about 14 years. We carried this from Illinois, where I got my license, to St. Louis, where we lived for 12 or 13 years. And now it finally died here in Oklahoma, and hopefully they'll pick that up. All right, I'm gonna show you around the yard because that's where the most of our work has been. These stupid trees grow like crazy here. You know, I'm gonna clean this up, but these horrible spiky viney things grow here. And I've been trying to keep this under control. The weather has not cooperated for ham radio either. It was really weird. This year it seemed like it was a lot colder than normal for a long time. Colder. Then I knew it, all of a sudden, whoosh, got really hot. All of a sudden it got really hot. That right there is a lawn sweeper, if you don't know what it is. So when you cut your grass, you know how there's big clumps and stuff. This was it'll sweep your yard. It's really awesome. Once you run that after you mow it, it looks great. It's also going to work for the leaves that we have here. Okay. This bike here is just decorative. My dad built that. He built it so you could ride it, but there's no way in hell I suggest anyone ever ride that. All right, I got a mess back here. Okay, some of my projects. Well, this is one of them. So I'm gonna have to go around. So it rains. This gate has been a problem since we got here. They only had 2 hinges on it, and it sagged and it twisted, and the mud kind of builds up here, and now I can't even open it. So I did repair this gate, but now it's stuck for some reason, and I need to put a handle on it. I don't want to rip that because one of the workers came here and he pulled on this board, and this one's a lot drier, and I had to replace that board. He pulled on it and it snapped right in half. Of course they do that and don't tell you or anything. You just know what happened and you know who did it. But anyway, let's get this door open. Okay. As I, you know, been playing with the kids there's a lake beach here really close. I've been playing with her. Okay, my mom gave me some plants, a bunch of plants. They're looking bad now. This is This is dill. It's really amazing. It smells like, tastes like pickles, really strong. And then this is, these looked really well, but they've gotten messed up recently. And yeah, I know I'm gonna redo this entire thing sometime, but that's a back project. We're gonna redo this and put chips down and all that, but we have so much going on right now. My hand smells like pickles right now. This is cilantro, that's it. It's changed and changed and changed quite a lot. But if you take a little piece of that cilantro and put it in your mouth, it is unbelievably strong. It is so strong. Anyway, again, we're gonna refix all that. Ignore it, pretend like you didn't see that. All right, we had that bell. It's an old church bell my dad gave me, and it's off balance because we just installed it. So my dad and I put that up. Okay, now we're coming in the backyard. Here's where it gets interesting. So there was a real forest back here. The reason I don't have an antenna, and one of the reasons I haven't done videos, is because I put my antenna up there, but then we had to knock some trees down. Then a storm came, and then I put it back up, and then we had to knock more trees down. So I alone have done trees, and then I paid this guy, this really nice guy comes out. He actually climbs up on the trees. He climbs way up there and cuts them down. Did a really good job. We had some trees that were hanging over the fence over there, and he climbed up there and cut them down and all. Anyway, he cut down about 10 trees, and now I've got logs everywhere. And this is a result of all the trees and limbs he cut for me. We've been working and working and working on this yard since we got here, because I don't know if you remember, but this was a real forest, and it was 15 feet high. There's Twister. I think he's gained a little bit of weight. That guy's a monster. I'm not kidding you. He is a real twister. I had no idea what bastards these little bitches are, but anyway, they are really tricky dogs. I love him and hate him at the same time. He really is a twister. Okay, so I've got all these logs to deal with. I'm gonna build in the near future. I'm gonna build a place over there to put the logs, kind of a log stack. I have a compost bin over there. Really, I just have a fence around it to keep the dogs out. Didn't spend a lot of time on it. Just kind of doing things piecemeal as we go, because remember, full-time job, kids, t-ball, all that stuff. Okay, my good friend here cut down these 3 trees, which used to be a problem, and this is like really steep here, so we're gonna have to eventually have someone come in and with a skid steer or something and just level this out. So next I've got to put every one of these logs. If you don't know how hard it is to work with logs when you're out of shape, it's really hard. Okay, so the rain has been digging a nice little hole down this hill over here, and I'm going to put in some way to channel the rain that way. Okay, so this has been a project. Eventually I want to have maybe a gazebo here and a shed back there, maybe a ham shack or something, but we still have so much work to do. And we had someone come out here, and they quoted $3,000 to clear it. Pretty much, not the trees, we're going to leave a lot of the trees, we like the trees, but he was going to pretty much clear everything else for $3,000. And then I said, well, send us a quote, and we never heard back. Every single contractor, every one of them that we've had out here has been problematic, or they never showed up, or they said they do something and never did. And we even had this fence staining company coming, right? And that was like 2 months ago, and they still haven't come. And they said, well, it's weather dependent. Anyway, they keep pushing it back and back, and I'm starting to wonder, are they yet another company that's not going to come? So this guy comes out and he starts painting our fence. I'm not here, I'm at work. My wife, we think it's him, right? No, they had the wrong house. See how that's dark over there? Some idiot got the wrong house and started painting the fence over there. I'm like, none of the contractors here are the people that give you quotes. We had a guy come out and give us a quote to fix that gate. He said, I'll get back with you next week. The week goes by, 2 weeks goes by. I say, hey, where are you? I'll get back to you next week. Week goes by. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you, you're fired. I've fired so many contractors just by basically saying, you know, I go out and I give them a bad review. I tell them, I put pictures and all that on Google reviews. I'm a level 7 Google reviewer. Anyway, tons of work out here. I can't believe, you know what, I've realized it, and maybe this is all the Midwest. I finally realized I need to buy some boots when I'm out here, because there's lots of tree shoots and everything. I can't really mow this because it's too bumpy and crazy, and there's too many logs. And there's those spikes growing up, and once they get to a tree or something, they really climb. So I'll show you my massive weed eater here in a minute. So anyway, what I realized about the Midwest, at least here in Oklahoma City and most of the Midwest what I've realized is that this is a land of extremes. Except right now, it's almost always extreme. It's extremely hot, it's extremely cold, it's extremely windy, it's extremely rainy, it's extremely dry. It's always extreme. So no matter what, it's always extreme. Right now I have a very good moment, and I'm gonna hopefully go to the lake and do some ham radio. Check the chapters below. We put some tick stuff on him. I know there's ticks. I've had a couple ticks since I've been messing around back here. We put some tick stuff on him and he hasn't had any. It's amazing. Okay, so the original, we have a septic system, and that what they do here is they have a hydrator, aerator type thing, and they have these sprinklers that shoot up in the middle of the night. You set a timer and they shoot the water out, the excess water. It gets kind of cleaned, kind of like a little mini water treatment plant. Okay, so they set them up way too close, and the reason they did that was because there was a forest here, right? So if they set them really close to the house, and we had a major water problem down there, and I'll show you. All right, I love this yard, and I knew it had potential, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I'm not doing videos. I've got so much else to do and been doing, and the weather's not cooperating. I had a little bit of a burnout too. Kind of need to take a break every now and then. So this is a mess. This can look like one thing one day and then another thing another day. It's amazing how fast this gets bad. I've got my boots on here. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Idiot dog. He's the most... I play this game with him and I go... and he'll run like crazy. He loves to run, and if I scare him like that, he'll run. I can't catch him, but if I kind of head him off at the pass every now and then. Anyway, built this thing here. I got that for free. Someone on Amazon sent it to me. It's not very good though. I had to drill a hole in it because the water would pool up here and then sink down. Okay, installed a rain barrel. Thing is pretty amazing. The thing fills up unbelievably fast. You see a problem here? Our water, we don't have much gutters. They just didn't build them. So the water goes right out here. The water runs down this hill, and the sprinklers I told you about were shooting right here because they never removed them into the forest. So we had this massive water problem here, huge water problem, 2, 3, 4 inches sometimes. Right now it's wet because it rained like crazy. So we complained to the warranty company. You get a year warranty, you know. We complained, and eventually they moved those sprinklers from right here way out there to where I showed you. So that was an ordeal. They had this ditch cutter. We had to have the people come out, and I've had the dig people out here 3 times already. They painted lines everywhere. I know where all the lines are. All right, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this fence here. When they had installed this was crooked, and it was like that, and they put a nail in it, so I replaced that board, as I said. What I've got to do, this gate is way too small because I can just barely get my mower in there. What I want to do is have it expanded, and that way I can get a boat or an RV or something back here. Want to get a boat eventually because I live really close to a lake. And so what I was thinking about doing is taking that pole out right there, and I don't even want to dig it out. They said you shouldn't even dig it out, just cut it off. And then, you know, give me some ideas and feedback. But I was thinking about going about equal size here, or I could go all the way here, but it'd be too big. Maybe make the fence start right here and put 3 hinges on there. That's another thing. They only had 2 hinges here. And then if I had 3 hinges here, then put one of those little wheels on there, which I've already ordered. A wheel would maybe help it open and not sag. And then of course put cross supports on there. Maybe some X's or something. So this is a big project. This is a problem for me because getting in and out of this gate has always been terrible. And even right now, like, the wood has expanded, and it does this. Even though I just fixed this and it was perfect, it does that. It's amazing. It was just free-flowing last week, but it rained, and now I've got this. I guess I didn't account for expansion. I did account for wood expansion here, knowing that could happen, but I'm not a gate expert, and I don't want to do this, work on this, but that's that. All right, Okay, for this house, I weed eated all of that, and it was massive, and there was lots of bumps and stuff. So I got this massive push weed eater, and it takes a string down there. It's really awesome. I mean, it's almost like a lawnmower when it doesn't have the problems of a lawnmower, other than those things run out really fast. Those weed eating, the whatever, the twine, the wire, whatever it is. This thing is awesome. It's fairly light, and it will munch. It's meant for heavy munching, and that's what I need here for this. And all of that everywhere, all of that has to be munched up. But that's my new weed eater. It was out there. That was a big ordeal. Then the water was still pulling up. We had to complain some more, so they dug this. I think these are called French drains. Oh my god, look at that mess. See, it just rained, and this is what happens. There's water, a lot of water down there. So anyway, this and that solved that problem. Really, it's working well. So they dug a hole. They said it was too expensive to do landscaping, or there's 3 of those, by the way, 1, 2, and there's one way over there. So there's a big pipe that goes down here. They dug pretty deep. They were actually standing in this up to almost up to their waist. So they dug this pipe, and it went all the way over there. By the way, I had that guy clear this area too. There were trees everywhere like crazy. These trees, this is just a forest really. They just barely cleared it. So I'm clearing a forest. So they go into there, and I'll show you in a minute. They got this neat little flat drain that I've never seen of. So when the water comes in, it pops up and the water goes out. I was wondering how they're gonna get the water out, because when you needed this pipe, you know, you need this pipe, and then that would get, you know, the water would have to come off. There'd be a pipe there, and there'd be a drop off or something, but they don't. They have this flat thing, and the little thing comes up and lets the water out. So been working like crazy on this backyard, cutting limbs, moving logs. I've been having fire. Burning that brush is kind of dangerous, because sometimes the grass is really dry here, and see, he gets into everything. Grass can be really dry here. Okay, the rain barrel, it's pretty cool. I use it for the dogs' water sometimes. It might not be the healthiest thing in the world, but really, we have water on the inside. This is just for emergencies, in case they're outside too long. So this is a rain barrel, 50-gallon. The thing fills up crazy fast. It's all the way to the top. If you just have a little rain and it gets channeled, so I got all this stuff on Amazon. I paid up all full price for it. It has this thing where it kind of goes up and then it goes out, and then the rest comes down. It's hard to explain, but anyway, that goes into that. I tried to turn the corner here, but that's too tight of a turn. Anyway, that's kind of cool. At least we have some water back up, you know, in case things go wrong. All right. Oh, the garden. So I also invested in a garden. Been working on that. Kind of fun. And I've just put some 2x8s. Is that what they are? 2x8. 8 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet. Just cut it up. Put it down, put a bunch of potting soil. Did this a long time ago, maybe 3 months ago. So we've got lots of tomato plants, probably my favorite. I'm gonna expand this next year, maybe have another one, or I'd like a little greenhouse here. The problem is I'm not a builder, and I don't like building things because I don't have a lot of time and a lot of patience. If I was like retired or something, I would do that, but I just want it to be here. You know, I don't want to have to work on and build it and, you know, come home tired and all that. So anyway, I've got some peppers coming on. Peppers. I think one of these is unbelievably hot, jalapeno or something. I mean, crazy hot. And I got lazy and I threw the labels away when I planted it. I said I'll figure it out later. But this is mint. It's very strong. So my mom gave me all these plants. These are kale. I basically destroyed them on purpose because it was making way too much. So I cut all the leaves off. And I said hell with it, because I was getting way too much kale. Only need 1 or 2 plants. Don't ever put like 4 plants. Okay, these are also peppers, and they've been coming on pretty well. All right, and then the rest are tomatoes. Pretty much all I'm interested in. This was a starter garden. You know, I just wanted to get something up and running. Wasn't being all super careful about it. And yes, I have been pulling the suckers off, but it's gotten so bushy in there that's difficult to get in there and see if there's more suckers. But I did do that. I've been trying to train them, spending a minimal amount of time. But anyways, that tomato right there is doing really well. My mom can't believe how good these are doing, but I think it's because of the soil, because I put good soil in there. And these are my cherry tomatoes, and then these are here to just kind of keep the animals out. But there's my garden. That's what I've been working on. All right, guys, that's part of it. I've also been studying computer science stuff, trying to get to that next level. As you can see, I've got plenty to do. So I was saying that this is kind of dangerous to burn, because when you put it on the fire, it goes whoosh, you know, and then all the ashes and the coals or whatever they are, the red, they go up into the sky. All right, guys, let's go do a little bit of ham radio. All right, we finally have a nice evening here. It's still really muggy. Just got my license plates here in Oklahoma, and I got my ID, my Oklahoma ID, which has been very difficult because for whatever reason they shut everything down, the COVID thing, and then they had trouble with the real ID stuff, all that. And so I just got my driver's license, Oklahoma driver's license. It only took about 8 months because it didn't matter though, because my other one hadn't expired. All right, so we're gonna go down here, and I've got my KX2. That looks like a nice thunderstorm down there. What I like about this dam is you can see really far. You know those airplanes, I think they're called AWACS. That's the acronym for them. Those ones with the big radar. They fly here all the freaking time, like just circle after circle, almost every day. They literally fly over my house. And the reason is because they do so many circles, eventually they go over my house all the time. So I have been also trying to focus a little more. I've got everything in my bag. I'll show you that here in a minute. Focus more on my weight, trying to lose weight, get healthier. So I've been doing a lot of exercising. Another reason why I haven't been doing videos. I've been walking here a lot at the dam, but the weather has to be permitting, you know, because it has been really hot. I came out here the other day and even poured water on myself, and I almost got sick. It was so hot. So I've been riding bikes, I've been hiking, doing anywhere from 6 to 12 miles a week, just walking mostly out here. It's fun. I can't do the treadmill thing. I also started swimming recently. I used to be a swimmer in college, so I'm a good swimmer, but over the years I've gotten worse and worse. Don't have the strength I used to. Did I tell you I saw a bobcat here once? He came out, looked at me. For a second I thought, oh crap, what if he attacks me? For just a split second I thought, I just was sure he was gonna be scared of me, and then for a second I thought, oh, what if he's not? But then he ran away. He had the bobtail and everything. Beautiful night, huh? Yeah, so I am still sweating because it's still pretty muggy. It's been over 90 degrees here, 92, 93, 94. Like I said, we thought we were gonna get lots of thunderstorms here, but we have not been getting thunderstorms. All right, so this is Lake Arcadia. Arcadia, Oklahoma is right over there. They've got the Route 66 some stops, soda shop. I really like it here. We're pretty far out, you know. The only downside is we're kind of in the country, so we got to drive about 8 or 10 minutes to get into the city to get stuff, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I don't want to live in a city ever again. Big cities are for idiots. People like crowds and bad politics and expensive stuff. Everything is expensive. All the fines and fees and taxes. What a beautiful night, huh? Thanks for coming with me. Thanks for joining me. This is the dam here. I'm gonna walk down to the water, and then, you know, we got quite a bit of daylight here. Walk down to the water, and then I'm gonna set up KX2 with the little tiny antenna. I think it's the AX1. So I haven't been doing CW lately, but I have been practicing. I have these headphones, and I've been listening to CW at 20 words per minute every day for about past week. That way it just reinforces the letters, you know. You get rusty, you either use it or you lose it. You're either gaining or you're losing. Yeah, pretty much everything you do. So I highly recommend getting an MP3 player, CD, whatever it takes, and just sit there and listen. So I know CW, but my problem is I have to write it down as you go, because even though I recognize the letter and the second letter and the third letter, even though I recognize those, I don't know. Here it is. Here's the lake. All right. That was awkward. I was talking to the camera and people walking by. I don't care how many times I do that. It feels weird. Because there's a whole backstory, right? They don't know that I might be talking to 1,000, 10,000 people over time, but I am. It's cool. Yeah. Again, guys, I'm really sorry I haven't been making videos. It's just, sometimes you got to put it down. And then to leave without an explanation, that's not good. So hopefully this will catch you up, and then hopefully I'll get back into it more. Oh man, what a nice night. Favorite time of the day as the sun is setting. Usually things calm down and it gets cooler. We're at about 80 degrees right now. The only reason it's not 95 is because not heavy rains, but maybe I heard 3 to 6 inches pass through last night. So this lake has been really low ever since we moved here, and over the past couple months, like I said, it is a land of extremes. It just dumps its water, you know. It just either rains like forever or it's dry for weeks. A land of extremes. So you can kind of see there used to be a beach there. A couple days ago there was a guy throwing a stick out on this beach because his dog was going out. There's actually a beach there, but it's all underwater. See the top of that tree over there? Anyway, what sucks about that is there's these, it's wider at the bottom and it's easier to sit, but can't do that. Yeah, I like this spot, man. I want to go fishing. I keep saying that, but I never do it. Like I said, too busy for everything, man. Too busy. And normally I would walk and the steps would be here, but now I got these crappy steps. And normally you can walk along the edge there and go to the rock. I've got a kayak I should bring out here. All right, now there's these lizards. They're at least 6 inches long. Huge lizards, biggest lizards I've ever seen out in the wild, other than the iguanas in Mexico. And it's kind of cool to see them. If I see one, I'll show you. But I would like try to catch one as a pet, but they're too fast. As in, I don't think they would do well in a cage. Anyway, I'm gonna go up here in case we get more visitors. Find a little spot to sit and operate. Well, right here's fine. I'm gonna go down further in case people come. Random people come. That sun coming off the water is a little bit warm. You might have seen in other videos. This normally it goes way out there, but kind of trapped up high water, huh? What we got here is a camera tripod. It's got this, I don't know the exact size, but this small, there's two kind of screws sizes for these. This is the smaller one, and that's what goes into the AX1 antenna. And I'm not expecting big results out of this. I'm just getting out on the air, you know. Got the battery, got a small little cord here, KX2, and the Pico paddle. Someone told me they don't build that anymore, which is kind of sad. But let's just do some listening for now and see what happens. I might call CQ once. I don't know. Not super ready to make a contact. It's been so long. I feel rusty. But let's just see what happens. All right, guys, the sun went behind those clouds and it's a lot more peaceful now. There's no one out here. Sunday night's a good time to come because people have to work tomorrow and stuff. Very calm, great time to fish, man. I love fishing about early in the morning or about this time, but that's not what I'm doing now. All right, we've got the AX1, and this is for 17 and 20 meters. It comes with this very tiny little counterpoise, and I put it on this camera tripod. I've got this very short coax cable, and we're going to be doing 20 meters even though it's getting late at night, and let's just see what happens. I don't even know what's going to happen. Pretty good tuning. 1 to 1 to 1 for tuning. This has got a great internal tuner. I was gonna bring my mountain topper, but I've lost the power key. Trying to get that glare off the screen. I'm decoding this in my head. H-S-T-R-A-I-G-T, straight, key, break, thanks, 4, he's using a straight key, call. Alright, I'll hook up my key now and see what I can do. I'm going to go to 060 and then going to do that, and I'm going to go back and look at the reverse beacon network. If I was really trying to make a contact, I'd probably go on top of this hill here. But I'm just kind of getting my bearings, getting used to the radio again, because it's been like 3 months since I've done this. Get a little rusty. I get real rusty on things like that, whether it's software or computers or whatever it might be. Boy, if I didn't know better, I would go get in that water, man. It would feel good. I've got these gnats coming around me. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. It's still nice out. I mean, 80's not bad. In a minute, we'll go up there and I'll show you around from on top. I'm going to move frequencies. 1405. I'll go down to 1405 too, where I heard that other guy. Okay, I'm not going to try to make a contact because it's probably not going to happen. It's late at night. I've only got 20 meters with this little antenna. No problem. Let's go down to 40 meters and just listen. I'm going to try to tune it. Can this tune on 40 meters on this little antenna 3.9 to 1? I don't expect it to do it. 1.9 to 1 can hear me, but let's listen for right now. Boy, that's faint. I forgot where the spot button was. It's a good idea just to come if you want to just listen, you know? Listen to CW. All right, I do think the mosquitoes have come out or something. There were gnats, but now they're bothering me. Anyway, that was fun. I just wanted to get out, try something. So it kind of demonstrates the point that you need a resonant antenna to transmit. So this is 20 and 17 meters. Not the best at night like this, getting night. But you don't need a great antenna to receive. So just put up anything and you can listen, you know, listen at work, listen while you're, you know, at lunchtime or something, and listen to CW. Okay, what I was going to say, I forgot to say this. I'm listening to CW on an MP3 player, you know, every day, 20, 30, 40 minutes, just while I'm working or walking or something. What I'm doing is the second I hear the word, the letter, I imagine it. So da-da, I see an A. Da-da, da-da, L. N, I hear an N. I literally picture the word. Now I have trouble because once I start picturing, I've lost the previous letter, so I don't get the full word most of the time. Sometimes it'll come to me, I'll get the full word in my head. Now, ultimately, I'd like to be able to just picture the letters just automatically, but sometimes it goes too fast, especially the E. When it does a da-da, da-da, and I miss the E, I lose out. So anyway, I'm working on now going 20 words per minute, literally imagining the letters instead of writing them down like I have to do right now. I'd like to be able to do it all in my head, right? I'm not sure I have the capability of doing that, but I want to hear it. I suggest you do this too. The second you hear the letter, think about it. A. You literally see it in your head. A, F, K, K, R, N. Just see it. Don't worry if you miss a word. See the letter, and eventually they'll start to show. A lot of the letters, the common ones, I see very well. I see them, but some of the letters I don't because they're not as common and I don't do it as much. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Beautiful night. Man, what a beautiful sight this is. It's kind of interesting when you're up this high, you can see quite a lot. Like I mentioned that Arcadia's over there, Route 66. There's a famous soda shop and a round barn. You can see the soda shop, but you have to walk down that way a little bit further. Look at that. Now this is something I haven't seen very much this year at all. A real cumulonimbus thunderstorm cloud way off in the distance. It's pretty amazing how that can be there and then nothing over here, but there's definitely thunderstorm over there. Maybe I'll go home and show it to you on radar. I don't know, which direction is that going? Looks like it's going that way. That's south. Looks like it's going west, but I have a feeling it's going that way, northeast. Facing south. Beautiful, beautiful place, man. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be making more, but please bear with me. Just I know you're supposed to make YouTube videos consistently to be good, you know, I know that, but I can't do that. I got to do them when I can. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Hope you enjoy. Let's learn CW together. You can always improve. Even though I've been doing it for years and years off and on, I still feel like the next level for me is being able to do it all in my head. And it doesn't take very much, like just a week of just listening to it every day. I'm trying to get away from the notepad and paper and just listen. And I can get a few words, but I can't get them all. This goes too fast, and then it's a very difficult skill to translate in your head. It's one thing to translate. It's another to translate at speed and then write down, but my skill is I can write it down as it comes, as I showed you. Hopefully you saw that. But my skill is not being able to do it by memory. All right, there's the storm, there's the sunset.